My nursing started when I was 16 years old and I left school and I had two options. So one was working in a cafe for £50 a week, and one was working as a YTS, that's a youth training scheme auxiliary nurse, for £29.50 a week, and that was in a care home. So while the money was attractive from the cafe, I'd applied for nursing. I wanted to be a nurse. And so I went for the care home YTS, £29.50 a week. And I absolutely loved that job. I loved it. I worked as an auxiliary nurse. I just loved the time that I spent with the old people that were in the care home and the other colleagues that worked there. I just enjoyed it so much. Then when I was 17, went off to Glasgow, so moved up from Kilmarnock to Govan, just turned 17 and started my nurse training there at the Southern General campus. So I worked away and had my first job. Sadly, my first day was the day of Dunblane, and my first job was in paediatric intensive care. So I looked after some of those children that had been injured that day. And that was such a tragedy and still lives with me and will do forever. It was a tough first year, I would say, as a registered nurse with starting that. It was difficult, and I had a desire in me to go and see the world and see a bit more. So then I spent 5 years or so coming back and forward, travelling around the world, and I worked in Australia in a high security prison, and I worked with the flying doctors in the outback, and I worked in some other hospitals in Australia and also in New Zealand before coming back. And when I came back, I was full of beans. Like, I had this kind of, oh, look, we can do things really differently. I've seen this in Australia, I've seen that in New Zealand. So I would have been a bit annoying, I would say. And I didn't really have the tools to make the changes that I had seen somewhere else and that I thought looked better than the way we did things back in Scotland. So I studied. I did my degree, then I did a master's degree. Studying makes such a difference to the way that you see things and the way that you can articulate things and the way that you can do things, the way you understand things and your confidence, I think. But the real game changer was the Scottish Patient Safety Fellowship that I did 2011. Just gave me so much opportunity to meet amazing and inspirational leaders and quality improvers and people that were kind of maverick and thought a bit differently from all around the world, from around Scotland, the UK, America. It was an amazing experience and really helped, I think, me have the confidence, I think, in the networks to drive my career forward a bit. So from there, I went from a staff nurse to senior staff nurse to senior charge nurse to quality improvement nurse for a year to lead nurse and chief nurse, and now deputy nurse director. It's an amazing career, nursing. There's so many different things you can do in different ways that you can go, different directions to take. I had no 5-year plan. I had no, I want to be a ward sister or senior charge nurse, or I think I'll even be that. I didn't dare to dream, really. I just tried to be passionate about what I was always doing and make things as best they could possibly be for the patients that I was looking after and the people that I was working with, and just try to do that every day. And I think some top tips would be keep putting yourself forward for education. I think education is really important, and different courses and opportunities. And don't be afraid to apply for something different. You never know where it might take you. Thank you so much.